Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. Today, as you read by the title, I have another press-ons video with acrylic, but this time I'm doing it with shorter nails. Also, this was a client request, so you can see me literally do like an order of a client right now. So if you want to see how I did these nails, then please keep on watching. To start off, as you guys can see, I already prepped the nail tips by buffing the surface with a buffer stick, and I trimmed them down with a tip cutter and shaped them just a little bit with a hand file, not too much. And now I'm going in with Pool Party from Not Polish for the base color. When I was cutting down the press-on tips, I made sure to take them off of the stands and put them next to each other to see that they're all the same length. So that is a tip if you struggle with like length difference or something like that. So just make sure you put them all next to each other, and so you can see that they're all the same length. Also, you can see that I placed the press-on tips just at the front edge of the stand, if that makes sense. That was just easier because since they're short, they were covering the whole stand kind of, and when filing and stuff it would be hard if they're in the back, if that makes sense. But you gotta find out what's easier for you. This was just the easier way for myself. After I was done with the blue color, I took some of this holographic and white glitter and just kind of distributed it with my wet acrylic brush. And I sadly don't have any links or anything for these two glitters because I got them at like a local nail store, but they're just really simple glitters. And if you have, for example, too many glitters, you can just make your brush wet again, like clean it on the tissue, make it wet again, and then distribute the glitter a little bit more. This way of placing glitter is really handy if your client requests like acrylic with glitter in it, but you don't have that exact color with glitter in it, or you don't want to mix the color with the glitter, for example. So this is the best way to do it, with these little glitters just on top of the color that your client requested. So for the acrylic application, I just place a bead just a little bit under the cuticle area or the top of the tip, if that makes sense. And I blend it up towards the top and then slowly let it flow down with gravity. So point your finger downwards and then slowly work it down with my brush and tap, and don't drag the acrylic down. And afterwards, I just place little beads where I need some more acrylic, just tiny beads, and don't place the acrylic too thick. If some acrylic happens to run down the sides or over the tip on the side, then make sure to always clean that up right away before it sets and gets hard, so you don't have the problem of filing off that later. Now for the ring finger, my client requested a clear nail with some glitter and some butterflies. So what I do first is I pick up some clear acrylic and I pick up some of the glitter, just a tiny bit, and I put a really thin layer of that acrylic on top of the nail. Then I put some more glitter, pick it up with my wet brush, and then the butterflies I also pick them up with my wet acrylic brush and place them where I want them to be. Now the last step for the acrylic application, I take some clear acrylic and I encapsulate all of the nails with the clear acrylic. And for the butterflies, you can see when none of the butterflies are shining through anymore, you know that they're all good encapsulated. And that's what you want to see, because then you know that when you're going to file, you're not going to file off the butterflies or damage the butterflies when you're filing. And the other nails I also encapsulate because they do have the glitter on top of them. So if you would not put the clear, you would file off all of that glitter that we just put on. So make sure to encapsulate until all of the glitter isn't shining anymore. For the filing, I start off with my e-file, and I like to take safety bits for the press-on nails. And this one is a medium coarse safety bit, but you can also go in with a coarse one if you feel like the nails are really bulky, and a medium one would take you long to get rid of that bulkiness. So I do try to take away some of the bulkiness, and then I also go on the sides and at the front of the nail to perfect the shape. Also, I tell you guys in every one of my press-on videos to not go around the top part of the nail tip, to not change the shape. So this is just a reminder to really not do this, because you already have the shape picked out, the size picked out for your client or yourself. So you do not want to change the size of the nail tip. So around the top of the nail and the top part of the sides. But if some acrylic happened to run off on the sides around the top part, or it got stuck over there, you can just get rid of that with a hand file, but make sure to really not change up the shape. around the top part or the size, or take like a sanding band, something really that you can control so you do not change up the size. After I'm done with my hand file, I go in with a 180-100 hand file, and I use this one just to again perfect the shape and also get rid of any lumps or bumps. I feel like I have more control over my hand file to get the smoothest surface that I want to get. You can see that I took off the nail of the stand. I do this sometimes to shape up the sides with my hand file, but you can also leave them on the stands if that's easier for you. After you're satisfied with your shaping and filing, you can go ahead and buff the surface of all of the nails to get rid of any scratches that you created with the hand file or with the drill, to prevent the scratches from shining through the top coat or polish that you're gonna put on top of the nail later on. Next, I took this tiny bit to get underneath of the nails to take off any acrylic that got stuck underneath. To give the nails a little more detail, I decided to put on some clouds, and for this I took some white nail polish, gel polish, and a little liner brush, and I just made random lines like this on the nails. And then I took a little gel brush, the ones that you use to apply gel. I dipped it in some acetone and just kind of gently blended the line downward to create a cloud effect. Remember to cure each nail for 60 seconds under the UV lamp when you're done applying your art. Now, last but not least, I apply my top coat from Not Polish and cure it for 60 seconds in my UV lamp each nail. You can do 2 coats if you like. I mostly do only 1 coat, that's enough for me. And remember to always clean up the sides to make sure that none of the top coat ran on the sides, because that will ruin your shape again. Also guys, go check out my last video because there I'm showing you guys how I did the nails that I'm wearing right now, and if you haven't guessed, they are press-on nails as well. So if you haven't seen that video, go check that out after this video. So we are already at the end of the video again, and I want to say thank you so much if you watched till this point. I'm so thankful for you guys, and please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. My goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers till the end of 2020, so make sure to share it with your friends as well, and let's try to reach that goal. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.